the all of your guys' emotes should have been a little bit changed. In that the first line of the emotes now has will appear the orange box. So if Burtok does a parlay, it says in the orange box up here, Burtok has leverage over someone. So that's been a change across all the emotes. So just letting you guys know about that in case you notice. Um, it shouldn't change anything mechanically for you guys. Just a little bit of a bolder.
Oh, I see how you
first line
cheated there. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What about for making new ones, Ingrid? Because I notice I don't have my what is it? The Bard special one, the Arcane Art, as an option yet for my character.
Yeah. Let's see. There is a handout if you go over to the handout tab on the sidebar here.
Okay.
Abilities and macros that hopefully lays out how to go about doing a macro for your character. I just realized actually last game that you guys couldn't see this, so it has been made visible for all of you, and you guys can work with your own character macros in the on the third tab of your your character sheet page. There's the bio and info of the character sheet, and then the third tab is the attribute and abilities. So you guys can add abilities, and if you check off show as token action, it will appear up in your macro bar at the top. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So we left off briefly with the main party in the over there. The main party in the ethereal version of the Wizard's Tower. They had just killed the Leviathan that dragged them into the ethereal plane and rescued Agnar, their burglar hireling. And they had just rested up, so everybody can add half of the hit points to their current. Actually, if you guys were making camp, is anyone taking watch?
I suppose I could. I mean, it's not a huge deal to do so.
Okay. You as Adrian or you as Burtok?
I'm figuring Burtok is old and getting on in years and probably would much rather.
Alrighty.
I nailed that.
Wow. Alrighty. I'm gonna get rid of the Leviathan just because it's big and messy. But the corpse is, doesn't put back. I'll just make it smaller. Not quite as big and dominating on the limited space. Okay. Burtok, you're gonna observe down through the Oh, by the way, the walls and the stone of this ethereal version of the tower is kind of spongy. You can kind of push into it if you have enough strength and persistence. So it's kind of like a spongy consistency. So down through the ceiling, Burtok, as you keep watch, you will see several spiders creep down the wall on their little finger hand at the end of their long legs. They will pause and see that the Leviathan is dead on the floor. And they will say that, don't, one of them will say to the other two, don't tell Yaguza that her pet died. We don't want to die, right?
Okay.
And then they will skitter down and with their little hands start to pluck items from your guys'
Oh, here
sleeping forms.
I almost wish they would.
Oh, right.
Go feed
you
on
have,
the
right,
dead
you
Leviathan.
have. Okay. Since you're keeping watch, these spiders are definitely getting closer. But, yeah. But
Okay. Right, and since they are stealing from us rather than looting the corpse of the Leviathan, I would be inclined to wake everyone up so we can
All
actually
right.
take care of them.
And since you had such a good roll, everyone wakes up at your shout of alarm, and the spiders drop whatever they were holding in surprise as you guys are armed and on your feet and ready to do business here.
Uh-huh. Can we just scare them off?
You could.
I mean, if they're skittish due to being thieves, maybe we can just scare them off. I mean,
Okay, sure. Make a charisma defy danger for that. If you want to try and scare them off.
yeah, no. I suppose not.
All right, they are going to retreat. You're going to hear them whispering to each other as they retreat from your obviously well watched presence. So,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, I probably will be scrambling to my feet and not running after them, but trying to assess what they managed to make off with. Hopefully nothing.
Yeah, they dropped everything when you guys stood up, so it's on your feet. You guys can collect it.
Okay.
From my calculations, though, you guys, if you started out with full rations at the start of the tower, should be down to only 2 rations each at this point.
Okay.
So,
I love how we
you
never
guys
actually
have
tracked
never.
this until. I love how we never track this until somebody just kind of remembers that. Oh yeah, we have rations sometimes.
Yeah, I should always say, like, when you do the short rest, that you guys eat rations and stuff. So you guys have rested twice in the tower, and the spiders, last time you encountered them, managed to make off with some rations.
Got
So you guys are down to 2 rations each, unless you have extra. Okay. What do you guys want to do now? If you guys stay and rest, if you guys continue to stay and rest, there's a potential that other things might come and sneak in. If you guys want to continue onwards without resting, you could do that. What do you guys want to do?
I would be fine sitting right here through the night, making sure we get our full rest.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's switch over very briefly to our bard is.
Ooh.
Okay, Phoenix. Let's see. In your life, in the course of your learning as a bard and keeping up with recent events, you probably would have heard of the exploits of this airship called the Nautilus, and through the course of your adventures, through some means, you have been thrown through a portal into a misty, sort of bluish, kind of swirling, rainbow-colored land or realm, which you are somewhat at a loss as to what to do from here. Nothing seems to be edible as far as you can tell. There's like a weird, gross-looking fungus everywhere, but it doesn't seem to be edible. What do you do here, Mr. Phoenix?
What do I see all around me aside from non-edible fungus?
Sure. You can see sort of shifting ephemeral buildings and shapes and creatures, but they kind of fade away as soon as you sort of see them. So nothing so far that you've really seen looks like you can actually touch it.
I guess I would think to myself, do I know any stories about people who ended up in strange places like this? And what did they do? Did they manage to get out alive from that situation? And if so, how?
Okay. Alright, unless you have a class move that covers that, I think it would be a spout lore.
Okay. I have bardic lore and the grand histories of the known world, but I don't think this is a known world by any ways or means, so I think I'll go with spout lore for this one.
Alright.
Auspicious start.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you have a moment of panic as you realize that you have no idea whatsoever where this place is, or nor can you recall any kind of stories in your panic about places like this, or situations in which people have gotten away. So, in your panic, you consume 3 of your rations as you just eat and try to remember anything about this place.
Okay. Phoenix starts muttering to himself about how he's in the dark, both metaphorically and quite literally in this instance, with all these shadowy figures around him. Okay. But having suitably stuffed himself and come to the rather startling oh, is that a cat?
Yes, it's a cat.
Hello, cat.
As
Here,
you
kitty.
as you panic and consume some of your precious rations, you and wander around in circles aimlessly. Eventually, you hear a voice. Hello there. What are you doing wandering these weird worlds?
I
And it's a cat.
don't honestly know. I'm just a wanderer. That's just kind of what I do. I'm in the dark here. Here to illuminate my situation a bit.
Well, that depends. And he kind of floats upside down as he thinks. Where are you from? This plane can go to many worlds. Which one are you from?
Well, I originally came from a small town. We called it Alphazor. It was pleasant enough, and the people were a bit stuck in their ways, shall we say, but they were friendly enough. If you know somewhere more interesting, I'd happily go to somewhere where people are a bit more lively, a bit more up for some fun. Oh, hello, you're moving. Phoenix kind of cautiously keeps the cat in front of him as he's babbling to it. Do you know anywhere fun then, Mr. Cat? If I may ask frankly?
I do. Yes. Just a little ways. That way. Yes. There is a tower that somehow got pushed a little bit into this realm. So if you walk that way, maybe you'll find it and be able to find some way back. Would you like a fish to eat on the way? He asks and pulls a fish out of nowhere.
That would be wonderful. Would you like me to sing you a... No. He's kind of then he thinks about it for a bit and goes, Well, I know typically bards would sing a song, but I'm afraid that's not really my kind of thing. I tell you what, can I tell you a cat joke instead?
Sure, why not?
Okay. In terms of cats, it's often known that they have 9 lives. Do you want to know why they have 9 lives?
Oh, I'd love to know. Everyone would love to know that.
Oh, it's because male cats tend to have 9 wives. Phoenix says with a little smile. And as we all know, you always need as many lives as possible to survive a wife.
The cat gives a chuckle and then fades away until just his eyes are visible, and says, "Well, good luck on your quest, good bard."
Thank you, Mr. Cat, and thanks once again for the information and the fish. I'm sure it'll be very tasty.
No problem, no problem. Farewell.
What a nice fellow. And then Phoenix
After
starts wandering off after towards where he was told the tower was.
and after hours and hours of wandering through this misty, uh, weird landscape, you find yourself a giant. No, no, no. Come hither. Hmm. Where is?
Sorry, mate, could you repeat that? I'm struggling to hear you. There's a lot of background noise, I think.
Yeah. After many hours of wandering, you find yourself at the tower that I cannot get to reveal. No.
Um. Okay, I guess I'll take a look around, see if I can spot anything, any kind of noteworthy way of getting out of here now that I'm at the place.
Yeah. Okay, Phoenix. The okay, the tower itself seems to be influencing the misty nature of this plane. It seems to have a solidifying effect on the sheesh, on the on the misty nature of the plane. You can actually see like trees and grass and um, little shadowy things crawling through the grass as you get closer to it. The only entrance to this. Wow. Sorry, I'm trying to make you smaller, but it's moving me over instead of making you smaller. Um, the only thing you can see is the only entrance you can see to the tower is a large window on the top floor. But the tower, the feeling of the stone itself is spongy, and you feel You feel that with enough digging, you could make it. You could make your own way into the ground floor of this tower.
Well, Phoenix knows he's not exactly the most athletic of
And in the
elves.
meantime, everyone else wakes up.
Do you want me to continue, or do you want me to wait for them to have a go of something?
I would like to be able to shrink you down to a proper size here. But yeah, let's give them a chance.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh. Something's not quite working right.
I'm hearing you.
Who? What?
Well, if I remember correctly, we found a book talking about a cabinet that can transfer people from the material plane to the ethereal plane, right? And have we already looked through that pretty comprehensively, or have we just skimmed it?
I think we got what we want, what we needed out of it. Maybe the wizard wants to read some more, but
Oh, that's
so I was
right.
like, yeah, we can get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I strongly suggest that we start looking for magical interdimensional cabinets then.
Agreed.
Well, we saw one. Well, we did see one cabinet that was upstairs in the material tower. Maybe that's our tickets.
I wonder if there's a similar one here.
We'll see.
Why is this? Let me.
Have you considered using Discord or something like that instead of the Roll20 app?
Yeah, I definitely have. I've even got the framework set up, but for some reason we just haven't switched over. And the other problem being that there is no way to shrink picture sizes. And so it's usually just one person. Well, I guess video doesn't matter. Not really. But I will definitely start playing around with the idea. And cracking the whip on Sean, who doesn't seem to take suggestions very well for some reason.
I would go for a spout lore on the scroll, I guess. Macros.
Oh.
Spout lore.
That's interesting. Oh. Well, it's just an element, right?
Yeah, I got nothing.
I have no idea what it accomplishes.
From the dimensions of the schematic, you will be able to determine that the cabinet you guys saw in the floor above you on the material side of the tower is not big enough to be this cabinet of transference. Is that what I called it?
That is what you called it, yes.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I'm getting you now, Sean.
Oh, good.
I have no idea what happened, but I managed to
Ah.
get you back.
It's magic. So yeah, the cabinet of transference is large. It's engraved with bronze plates and gears and various magical mechanisms. So it is not the one that you guys saw previously in the other floor.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That makes our jobs a lot harder.
Well, we'll probably have to check the lower levels then. I'm sure there's nothing down there that wants to eat us or anything.
Of course not. Why would you think that?
It's never happened before.
To you.
Oh, the cabinet of transference diagrams also indicate that there's levers on the insides of the cabinets. Does somebody want to go downstairs and see what's there?
Well, I think poor Agnar's had enough, so send someone else ahead to scout.
I can go.
Corvus, you going?
Yeah, actually, I think first I will try out my new move
Oh, yes.
and see if the spirits in my weapon can give me any insight. Except my token doesn't seem to be on this page, so I can't click the macro.
Oh no. No way. Oh no, I'm so sorry, guys. I did forget to switch you guys over.
Haha.
I'm sorry.
All right, here we go.
Just needed a little reminder
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right. On a 9. A 9 will do it. All right. Okay. As you sit there in meditation, a specter will you will feel a wash of cold coming from your weapon, and a specter will emerge from the misty airs and will glare down at you. You are a disappointment to your house, Corvus. What do you want?
We need to return to the material world. And we need to know what secrets this tower holds.
Yes, this tower has been somewhat transferred to the ethereal realm, hasn't it? Yes. Heading lower is your best bet, Corvus. But when you return, make sure. let's see. Might ask some questions in return. Okay. Corvus, why are you the last of your house, Corvus?
Hmm. Hmm. I think we were exiled from our homeland, and we've been sort of wandering for centuries now, slowly dying out because we don't. We're not. No elf will let us. Will accept us as part of their community.
Hmm. You'd better change that when you get back, Corvus. Farewell. It fades away back into the mists, and the cold will slowly fade away into kind of indifferent temperature. Okay, let's switch back to Phoenix very briefly. Phoenix, you're outside the tower. You've seen that there's a window at the very top level, and that the walls are kind of spongy. So, what are you going to do?
Well, Phoenix knows he's not the most athletic of elves, so he's going to tie up a rope from his backpack around himself, pull out a like kind of pickaxe, make sure the rope's properly tied to that, so that in the event he falls, he's going to kind of catch and hang and be able to pull himself up. And then slowly he's going to try and make his way up using the pick as a essential climbing pick for getting up and on top of the up to the window to try and make things a bit easier for himself rather than trying to just climb it barehanded.
Uh, uh, the walls are spongy enough that you could try to tunnel through it if you wanted to. Or you
Uh,
could.
that sounds like a lot more hard work than just climbing over the top of them.
Okay. Alright. Phoenix, after climbing and climbing and climbing, you emerge at the top of the tower. Um, bird skulls crunch under your feet as you touch down onto the floor at this top level. And there are spider webs everywhere in this room. A large black spider is sitting contentedly in the corner, and a smaller black one is crouched up above.
Have they
And the
noticed me
bird
already?
skulls. No.
Hmm. Is there anything of interest in this room that the spiders are keeping guard over or anything like that? Or is it just a spider's nest as far as I can see?
Um, you can see a few items kind of like tucked into the web at places. Most of it doesn't look very valuable. The large black spider seems to have a few items it's clutching, but other than that, it looks to be mostly trinkets and nothing much of value.
I'm going to sneak over a few yards and then pick up a bit of rock or debris and kind of toss it out the window so that they kind of go to investigate that and try and sneak past them once they're distracted.
Okay. Make a dexterity defy danger to do that.
Okay. Can I argue because I'm using the distraction and a plan for it, I can use intelligence instead, or do you still want dexterity?
That would work.
Cool.
Whew. Okay. Alright, you managed to move slowly away from the window. You chuck a rock, and the smaller spider here will skitter over your head and climb out the window to see what is the matter here. The larger black one looks to be very asleep in its little corner.
Then yeah, I'll just sneak past them once they're both distracted. I don't really see any reason to stick about with two scary spiders. So yeah, Phoenix will do the nice brave option of running away with his tail between his legs.
Alright. You manage to sneak past the spiders and are now in a stairwell that traverses the length of the tower. It looks like actually this that you can travel up and down the tower. Actually, this sweep of the spiral staircase goes down to the next level, and then from there you can go down to the next level.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's switch back to the rest of the people here. Corvus, you were going down.
Yes, I think I was leading the way down.
A literal ice cream.
Yeah. We get them all the time up here.
I love it.
Pretty much right into the dead of winter.
No, this is chess. He's coming through. He's like, oh, I see you found your way in. Care for another ration.
I think it might melt by the time it reaches you, but I could certainly ask.
Alright, guys, moving down to the lowest level. Corvus, you are greeted with a tea party! Yay! And a very strange being who is presiding over this weird tea party. There are stuffed people seated in chairs around the table, aside from the creature, and they are the little stuffed creatures are like waving and playing with teacups, and the creature is being entertained by them. And there's lights and lights floating in the air. Music is coming from somewhere, and there's a large cabinet and a clock sort of thing on the wall in the side of the room. Yeah. All right. What do you do, Corvus?
Well, I'm a little disconcerted Um,
The little wizard puppet gets up and starts running towards you, waving its little arms.
okay. um, it's just running toward? Is it saying anything?
No, it doesn't seem to be able to speak,
Okay.
but it's waving its arms and jumping up and down. But then the creature catches it and puts it back into its chair.
All right. Hello?
You're just in time for tea, says the creature.
Oh, good. Wouldn't want to be late for tea.
Yes, it is just tea time. Look at my clock. It says it is. Yes, it's tea time. It has been ages since a real person has sat down at my table. You're not obligated to actually sit down. Um, Everybody else, there's no screams from Corvus as he goes down the stairs.
But there is sound, right? I mean, it's
What
not,
do you guys?
it's not like he jumped into a dark hole and then we expect to just find corpses at the bottom of the hole, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Not knowing any of this is transpiring. Here he comes again. Adrian will kneel down by the whatever stairwell hole, however we get down into here, and peer in to see if we can see what in the world's going on and be greeted by this very odd scene. She will pull back and inform the others of what in the world is going on.
Okay.
And say it looks fairly safe, if not a bit odd.
Well, we can handle all of them, sure.
I suppose so. And she will head down as well.
Don't forget the lever and the scroll. You might need them.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys remember the scroll? Okay, good, good. All right. Phoenix, what are you doing in this stairwell here?
Well, given that I can see that there's spiders about, does there happen to be any torches hanging from the walls or anything that unlit ones would be fine?
No, there's no torches in this tower.
Okay. I'll just proceed cautiously myself, and I know I have one in my bag if I need it, but I don't particularly want to go about lighting it unless necessary. So, yeah, just cautiously making my way downstairs, seeing if I can see anybody, anything, that kind of idea.
All right.
I have an
These
idea.
spiders, like the ones before, yes.
How about there are torches, except they're all just foam squishy stress ball type torches that are fixed to the wall permanently and aren't lit, but they have little... I mean, I'm just kind of thinking ethereal plane, the floor is all weird and squishy, and why not have fake torches on the walls? But maybe I'm just kind of playing off this
Okay.
stuffed creature tea party thing
They're,
going down.
they're, There are torches, and they are lit with a ghostly sort of bluish flame, Phoenix.
Okay, I will go and try and pick one up off the wall.
Okay, you can do that, and it it seems sort of insubstantial in your hand, but you can move it around and wave it and so forth.
Cool. Okay, I will then proceed to walk down the stairs. Again, keeping aware of surroundings and things like that, and keeping my torch held high above me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you do manage to notice that one of the spiders has several uh, eggs in its nest. Um, Another one has a jellyfish in its webbing.
Interesting.
Uh,
Does it seem to be protective of the eggs / jellyfish?
um, no, actually, there's several eggs in its web, but they seem to be of different types and different um, patterns on the shells, um, and they don't seem to be like the spider's own eggs. They seem to just be trinkets tucked into its web.
Oh, that's not very fair for the eggs. I'm going to take the eggs with me. They should be hatched and then allowed to go free. It's not fair to be kept as some trophy in some weird spider's nest that isn't your own mummy spider. So that's what Phoenix is going to do. He's going to pick up all these eggs, put them in his backpack for later release.
Fucking environmentalists.
That's the one. I'm an elf. Elves have to do it, man.
Okay. The spider will feel the tremors of you plucking the eggs from its web and will move to attack you, Phoenix.
Hey,
What do you
spider. Spider, I have a torch. Do you really, really want to do anything silly? This is burning. This will hurt if it goes anywhere near you or your web. Now, you are holding these eggs unfairly hostage, and I will not stand for this. This is exactly notice the pun, the kind of thing that we elves do not stand for, and I am freeing them from this tyranny. So, stand back and let me proceed with my holy mission.
The spider these spider this all the spiders you've observed have hands at the end of their legs instead of claws. Um, it will glare at you, um, but then it will skitter off into the recesses of the tower and leave you alone.
Smart spider. So I will then proceed to gather up all the spider eggs and. You know what? This is not a natural place for a jellyfish either. The jellyfish will get scooped up and put in the backpack as well. It's not fair for this jellyfish to kind of dehydrate out here either. I'll chuck it in the next body of water I find.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
so
managed
Phoenix
to
will be
get
quite happy
three
with.
eggs and a. All right.
And then he'll just keep walking down, kind of keeping an eye out for any other.
Backpack.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right. Meanwhile, a strange creature in a top hat and bow tie is hosting a tea party in the middle of the ethereal plane, and you guys are witness to this weird tea party. So, what do you do? There is a large bronze and metal cabinet in the corner. There is a um, a strange clock thing on the wall in the side, and there's a journal fragment on the floor. Another journal fragment.
Yeah, is there any chance that Adrian will recognize the design of the cabinet as being the one that we're looking for, slash the one that she just read about in the scroll?
Yeah, she would recognize it immediately as the cabinet of transference.
That's it right there, guys. That's our way home, I think. Right behind that weird gingerbread man guy thing. Or whatever that is. Miniature scarecrow.
He toasts you with a teacup. The little wizard puppet will get up again, right along the table, and starts to clamber at the cabinet doors, trying to get your attention to it.
Uh-huh.
The creature at the head of the table will say, "No, no, 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 we're having a tea party," and the wizard will float back with me and settle back down into his chair, and wave his arms in frustration. And Phoenix, I think you would have made it down by now to the gathering. Who would be the first one to see someone coming down the stairs? Would it be Adrian? Bertok? Johan?
I believe Bertok, since just in general, I think Bertok, Corvus, and Johan were pretty quick to go down before. Yeah, that's my opinion anyway. But
Okay. Okay. So, Bertok, you hear a clitter-clatter of stealthy feet on the stairs. Agnar is also down. And Phoenix comes into view, who you have never seen before.
I whip around and look up and hiss to the others, "There's someone else here."
It'll be okay, little eggs. Don't you worry. There's just hello. Who are you? And you, and oh, there's quite a lot of you. Hello.
I could ask you the same, elf.
We're having a tea party. Come on down.
Oh, sorry, I can't. I'm teetotal.
Man.
And I'm Phoenix, Master Dwarf. Pleasure to meet you. And all of you are
Travelers, you could say. Except that we've been trapped here.
I see. That. Yeah, that's that's pretty much what happened to me. Yeah, good enough. Phoenix nods.
So you're not.
Did you meet?
I mean, you're not of this plane?
No. I kind of wandered here by accident. Though if my family asks, it was definitely a deliberate move, and Yeah, I am not that bad at screwing things up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
Did you meet a weird ghost cat as well?
Oh. Describe him?
No.
Kind of ethereal, upside down most of the time, creepy smile.
Bert.
Oh, he gave me this. I pull out some. I pull out the fish to show them.
Bertok will close his eyes and breathe very deeply and just sort of mumble something under his breath.
You know, elves have really good hearing. Felix says loudly and pointedly.
Yeah, we've met him before. I have. Says Bertok. He's an old.
Matt, who? You should invite them over to our tea party.
Keep telling you I'm teetotal. That means I don't drink tea. I think that's what it means anyway.
Yeah, we're just gonna be leaving.
Yes, we'd love to stay and have tea with you, but we've got a very important engagement elsewhere, and we really need to be going. We're late for a very important date. Have a lovely tea time. And I start trying to figure out the cabinet, I guess.
Sure. Adrian will do the same. She'll walk over, realizing she has really no reason to stick around, and crouch down and examine the cabinet as well.
When's the wedding then?
The cabinet is large enough.
It's going to be an autumn wedding.
Going for a longer engagement then. I see.
Okay, the cabinet is large, bronze and metal. It's large enough for two people, and it is packed with magical devices and mechanisms that that seem to all be in mostly working order, as far as you can tell.
Except
Except that there's a large slot.
Precisely. There's a large slot and some sort of peg to which this lever seems to maybe fit. I don't know. She reaches in and kind of lines it up.
And it chunks into place as if it was meant to be there. The cabinet will hum slightly as you put the lever into place, and it is large enough for two people to fit in.
Cool. Adrian will slide back and gesture toward the cabinet kind of triumphantly and say, "After you."
I still have no idea if it actually works.
Okay.
So, the puppets, are they just sitting there now, or are they still moving? Running around waving their arms again?
the small wizard puppet is still trying to get up and run towards you where you guys are gathered, um, but under the influence of the creature hosting this tea party, it always floats back again.
So I look at the creature. Can I ask? I'm curious about your friends. I've not seen such
Oh,
such energetic puppets before.
oh yes, yes, they are fun, aren't they? Let's see. I think originally most of these were um were fleshy people that came through, and to make my tea party last a bit longer, I just kind of tweaked them a little bit, just to make them a little more, little to last a little longer with me here. Um, I like them. They are cute and companionable.
So that's very impressive that you turned them from people into puppets. But um, is that something that could be reversed? It seems like that would be very difficult to change them back. A person's a bit more complicated than a puppet.
Oh, I could do it, but my tea party's not over yet. So,
And when will it be?
let's see. Let me look at my clock.
Spiders! Spiders, everybody! Phoenix kind of points
I
to the
didn't
spiders coming down and kind of makes sure everyone else is between him and the spiders.
There is a chittering sound as the ceiling gives way to multiple spiders burrowing their way through.
Oh.
This is why you listen to the elf. How could you not hear that? Phoenix shakes his head in disbelief.
Looks like this party and the ceiling's about to crash.
You hear a shout from up above. Get them! They killed my precious pet! And a few more spiders come down. All right. What do you guys do here? Spiders. The creature will scowl up at the descending spiders.
Adrian
is just test something here. Yeah. She'll exclaim, I recommend we get going.
Adrian, get Agnar, get the machine working, and get out. We'll follow.
Yep. Adrian will run back, grab Agnar by the arm, and drag him as best she can toward the cabinet. Come on, buddy, we're getting out.
He stumbles in fear. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. All right. You get in and pull the lever?
Adrian will, yes.
Alrighty. Agnar clams in with you. You pull the lever.
And pop out of existence. resistance.
there is a jolt of yes. There is a jolt of energy as you guys pull the lever, and you guys poof over. You can feel all of your your physicality again. The cabinet feels real, and you guys pop out into the material plane again.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I can get a polygon on feet.
To Phoenix's question, yes,
There we
Bertok
go.
will say, sure, come along with. There's a room for everyone, it seems, in this cabinet. Well, 2 at a time.
Okay, I just want to see if we can. Miss Master of the Tea Ceremonies, is there any way we could convince you to maybe let these other people go and not if we help you deal with your little infestation problem?
I suppose it would be a quieter tea party without those spiders hanging around. I'll return one person if you can get rid of the spiders. I still need some company here.
Okay, but what if I get rid of the spiders for now, and I get rid of the spiders for good? That's 2 things I'm doing for you for 2 people.
That seems reasonable.
Okay, Bertok, I'll be following you guys in just a minute.
Any two you want.
Oh, I thought there was only 2 puppet people. Is there more than 2 puppet people?
Do you realize there are 4 people? Well,
there are
4
several.
people and 2 puppets in this vicinity.
There are 2 or 3 puppets, but like some of them look like they're really puppets, and some of them look like they are more detailed than puppets should be. And
How many
there's
are
only
more
one that
detailed
really
than
looks like
puppets should be?
Really, only the wizard guy.
Okay. So, is the wizard the only one that used to be flesh?
Let me think. Maybe the other ones were. I think so. Yes.
No.
Sure. Why don't we discern it?
Can I use my bard skill for that one instead? The charming and open.
What is the bard skill again?
Basically, it lets me speak frankly to someone and they must answer a question truthfully from a list.
Let's see. Can you use that for the NPC? I guess so. Sure.
Okay. So, which one do you think would be human? Who can I get you to tell me that? Or used to be humanoid, I guess. People. You know, breathing. Ha, ha. He makes a big show of gasping for air.
Those 2 there. The little mannequin one and the wizard. Those ones used to be people.
Okay, okay. Then, don't worry, Adrian. I'll get these guys off your back shortly. We'll take those 2 to be free, Mr. Master of Ceremonies.
All right. That seems like a good Seems like a fair trade.
Okay. Can you guys hold them off for a couple minutes? I kind of need to tune my
he
fiddle.
gestures to the.
When the fuck did you start? His fob start giving orders.
Oh, come on. He smiles at you winningly and twirls around his ridiculously ornate hat. Why would you not follow the person with the fancy hat?
Johan like cocks his hat with cocked up with a feather in it.
Ah, you do have a mighty fine feather. In fact, it reminds me of a gentleman who wears it in his stories. Who was it? Johan, something along those lines. It's a very, very nice hat, but look at this, and I twirl it around. Mine has fancy stitching, gold inlaid. Don't you know?
I'm sure that we're all very interested in comparing the relative merits of your hats, but I think we do have slightly more pressing matters.
Really? What could be more pressing than comparing hat sizes?
Johan will reach over to the hat, pull out his hidden dagger, and throw it up towards the spiders. That.
Agreed. Bertok is pulling his flail free and getting ready to fend off the advancing horde. And,
Now watch me poke my own eye out with his throw.
Alright. Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna reduce the damage to literally nothing.
Alright. Alright. You throw your dagger and it bounces hilt first off of one of the spiders that is descending. So it does no damage to that spider. He simply laughs and reaches for a rock it's holding and chucks it down at you.
Shit.
Doing 3 damage.
being squishy foam, it just sort of bounces off.
Oh no, that was a real rock.
Oh, okay.
That was a rock from the material. Very solid.
Well, son of a bitch.
Alright, I'm going to try to skewer one of the spiders on my spear. Or, is there one actually within reach, or would I have to throw my spear?
I mean, it's a spear, it goes to reach, right?
Yeah, some of them have. Yeah, the ceiling is out of your reach of the spear, though. So some spiders, 1 or 2 spiders have started to descend down the wall. They're clutching daggers in their hands. Coitus,
Okay.
you could spear 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'll go for the ones on the wall.
Alrighty. Alrighty. The creature, as it is speared, will scream in agony, and with some of its spare legs, it will wrap you up in its silver webbing.
And why does this kind of thing always happen to me?
What does it?
Bertok will bolt. Nah, not bolt, but he'll decide on a mad dash to the cabinet. Yeah, he's going to decide on a mad dash to the cabinet, and kind of, in a heroic moment, grab one of those two puppets with him and try to quick jump into the cabinet and turn the handle all at once.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, then we'll stick
yeah,
around and
you
fight
can,
anyway.
Make a dexterity defy danger to do that, Bertok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You can do this. You can do this, or you can do this, or keep your flail, Bertok. If you dash forward, grab the creature, run to the cabinet, and pull the lever. At some point, your flail will fall. Do you still want to do it?
I'm keeping my flail. I'm like Corvus. I don't like losing my weapons, especially the ones that I'm bonded to.
Okay.
And therefore stop short, blocked by spiders, and make a swing at one of them instead, finding my way impeded. If that's allowed.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Oh. Oh my goodness. All right, Bertok. That spider that you smash with your flail, you can see the blood coming out of it where your flail has smashed into it. It will. Was that a success or an almost?
It was a half success. Yeah.
Hang on, I think I gave. Okay, that spider is gonna gasp and growl and click its little mandibles as you hammer into it, Bertok. It's going to grip its stolen dagger and jam it into your side. Doing 9 damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Actually, that's not fair. No. Wait, let me redo that.
Mm-hmm.
Doing 4 damage.
Oh, that's much
I
better.
forgot these are kind of not solitary creatures anymore. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. One of the ones still clinging. My goodness, Phoenix.
You just spontaneously dropping bars.
Phoenix, what do you want to do with that poetry?
Essentially, the poem that's recited it now has a tapping rhythm on the fiddle. He's not actually playing the fiddle, merely tapping it now that he has it in tune. And he keeps chanting this and swaying and chanting and swaying. And he's going to hopefully get the spiders into a little trance, kind of similar to the Pied Piper with his rats. And now my plan is to go and lead them away to jump out the tower and be lost in the weird ethereal world. That's my plan, to lead them away. Pied Piper style.
Oh, okay. Do you have a specific bard skill for that, or it would just be a charisma defy danger?
Yeah, charisma defy danger for this, I think.
Okay, great. Yep, go ahead.
7.
All right. You have half of the spiders entranced by your poem, your song here. They're swaying with their eyes on you. And you want to get out of the tower and lead them away?
As I'm walking away, I say, I leave the rest to you. It's time these spiders flew. I'll see you soon, of that I'm sure. Once I send them over the moon. And he keeps on repeating his little daft chants as he walks back up the staircase to send them jumping out after the little spider away up here. So that's what I'm going to be awaiting.
Okay, half the spiders come after you, Phoenix, enchanted by your little song. Oh. Alrighty. Alright, Phoenix, as you come up this top of this stair here, your feet get tangled in webbing. Okay, meanwhile, what's happening down here? Wow, okay. A large black spider, bigger than the other ones, peers through the ceiling at the remainder of you guys and reaches up for a necklace on its neck. Pulls off a bead from it and starts to whisper to it. Meanwhile, the two spiders are still alive. Corvus, you're bound up. Bertok, you're in combat with the other spider. Phew. Hot.
It looked like Adrian dropped her scroll of spears, huh? Or is this a different scroll?
Oh. Is that her scroll? Because I would be happy to have dropped that.
That is Adrian's. Yes, that is Adrian's scroll. Or the scroll for the cabinet of transference.
Oh, it's just informative. It's not the what Johan was referring to.
The old spear spell. Okay. Well,
yeah. Sorry. What was Johan referring to?
that spear spell, I think. Bone spear, like you gave to Adrian, but I actually think she.
Oh no, that was this. Yeah,
That was something else.
that was the
Well,
schematics of the cabinet.
tricky. Well,
I'm going to try to nimbly wriggle my way out of the spider web.
Okay. Let's see. You could either do that with strength or with dexterity, perhaps.
Okay.
Oh, you're good with that dexterity, aren't you?
Yeah, my dex is a lot better than my strength. Dun, dun, dun.
All right. You managed to wiggle out of the confining web of the spider that you impaled. In the meantime, though, you can see that the large black spider up in the ceiling is about to throw whatever a pulsating orange bead is down at you guys.
Hmm.
What do you do, Corvus?
I jump onto the table and thrust my spear at the big spider.
Okay. Like hack and slash.
I have a great feeling about this.
All right. Your spear strikes the spider, and the bead. It's chanting too. The bead explodes into a fireball. The spider is completely obliterated by the expanding fireball. You Corvus, standing so close, will take 5 damage from the flames as they burst out over everything. Everyone else is far enough away that the flames are just a blast of heat and not actually
Except for the scarecrow puppet
not
who
actually damaging you guys.
ignites and starts burning, maybe.
Hey, I'm gonna say that that's what I was going for.
And
I was trying to set off the fireball. Totally on purpose.
the wizard puppet looks up at it, touches its hat, and realizes it's on fire and starts to run around the table in circles. It jumps into a pot of tea, and then
Your little sizzle. Hiss
Oh
of
well.
steam.
Now you've ruined the tea. What a shame.
Phoenix, what are you doing up here with these spiders?
I'm just-
They've been
I'm-
enchanted with you, but your feet have been. Yep.
That's okay. I can see the window from here, so I'm just going to continue my rhythm and encourage them to go forwards. I know I might. I don't really need my feet for this last wee bit, so hopefully I don't get too much more entangled as I try and send them off to go and fly. I wrote the little ditty for this particular part of it, just a bit further up. Let me get my words in front of me. Fly, little spiders, fly. Not to worry, you shan't die. For I hear there's nothing to fear, just so long as you try. Bye-bye. And I kind of wave to them at the end of that little bit, and hopefully they go careering off the edge.
All right.
Do you want me to roll charisma
One
again?
more charisma. Yeah. Okay. They wander off into the ethereal plane. They wave to you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. And he kind of wipes the sweat from his head. That was alarming. Well, I guess there's no rush now, and I'll just carefully get myself out of the web. Like, I don't need to do anything urgent about it, so I'll just carefully take my time cutting myself loose.
Alrighty. Yep. You managed to get free. Yep. The skulls will kind of clatter as you do that, and yep, you're free.
I'll also take any of the other stuff that's left lying around here, because I didn't get a chance to last time. There might be more spider eggs that need freeing.
There is just a bunch of seagull skulls in the webs up here. There's not a lot of feathers.
Oh, right. I better go back to them then and see if they need any more help down there. So I'll just casually make my wander down. I'm not in a desperate rush to get back into that horrible melee, so I'll take my time. You know, no need to get any more dangerous risk than I have to. I've done my part. I took out 3 spiders.
Okay, Corvus, you are singed. Johan, what are you doing, Johan, while this is going on?
I'm not feeling into some right now. Okay, I'll tell Bird Talk to stop milling about and start swinging for these things' legs. They're very sensitive there. Also, there's a lot of crap. Shock alone will crush them, basically aiding, interfering, la-di-da.
Okay.
Cool.
Do we have a... That's not... Are
you doing tactician? There's that one? No? Sorry.
Tactician, no, this is it's just
Oh,
aid or
this is-
interfere,
okay.
but I have my one for all.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you're aiding and okay. All right. So everyone who can hear this gets a +1 for. Yeah, I think everyone who can hear it. All right.
Yeah.
So everyone gets a +1 to attacking these spiders from Johan.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, and you get plus 1d4 damage too.
Oh, nice. I will take it.
Oh, cool.
And now I stand here and it looks like I have the silly head.
Yeah.
Only because I'm not there to contest the Great Hat contest.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Corvus, the spider that you were initially fighting with, is going to snatch up the book that was lying there, and then make a retreat back up the tower. Botak, the spider that you were fighting with, is also going to try and retreat, knowing that their numbers are not.
Can I take one more
Phoenix,
swing
yes,
at
you
it?
would have. Yes, you can, but
All right, I would like to.
alrighty,
Yeah.
that will hit.
11.
Yep. And scent of blood, this guy.
Oh my God. Okay. How do you want to kill this spider?
Oh. I think just plastering it to the wall, turning it into a nice little
Like a bug.
smear,
Okay. A smear.
sort of the Garfield-esque.
Uh,
Smash it between the pages of a book, and it turns into a pancake.
okay. The only thing that's really visible after Botok is done with the spider is the legs. The rest of it is just all smushy over the mushy sponginess of the stone walls. Oh, in fact, it would have been like smushed into the wall itself, and the stones gradually grow back around it.
Weird. Okay.
Spider dead. All right. The Phoenix, did you want to do anything about the spider that you saw?
Yes, actually. I will. I will call out to it. Spider, you need to drop that and you need to listen to me. No more spiders are allowed to come down there, or we will come back and we will do worse things to the rest of you. You need to drop that, he says in a very stern voice, and you need to go away and tell all the other spiders this place is not allowed for spider kind. Do you understand me? Or I will go get that big nasty guy with the big smashy weapon and he will come and get you. He will do it. He's scary like that. He scares me. Don't make me repeat myself.
That sounds like a perfect parlay. So why don't you try parlay?
Okay.
We've never used a parlay before.
Do I get any bonuses
Wait,
to it
wait.
because I have basically got a really good excuse for why I'm doing it?
Yes, you do. Yes, you get a +2 to your.
There we go. That would push that up to 11 then.
Yeah. The spider will listen to it. Its eyes will blink. It will lay the book down carefully, and then give like a chittering sort of salute and skitter up the wall. Very, very scared.
I give it a nod and kind of go over to pick up the book. That worked surprisingly well. Kind of pocket it and then head back down to see what the other guys are up to. Hello.
Right. Now we're leaving.
Where is? The book is a third fragment of notes from this this tower, which is now visible for you guys as the Book 3 section of the Notes from the Wizard Tower. La-di-da. Curses, the construction of the clock or the cabinet has attracted the ethereal filters who have been stealing items, and they drop food into the Leviathan tank. Poor Coraline has been upset at all the chaos. They've made off with my collection of scrolls. I still have to go to the ethereal and drive the pesky things off before they feel it's anything else. One of those spiders stole the activation lever from the ethereal half of the cabinet. I'm stuck here.
Who is the author of this thing?
Interesting. It's presumed to be the wizard whose tower this is. The handwriting matches the other fragments that you guys have found throughout the tower.
Bertok glances over at the teapot, wondering.
Oh, there's a final note that's scribbled in almost illegible writing that says to beware the Posh.
Master of tea ceremonies, I think I have a new idea for you, one that might let you see all your little puppet friends go. Are you familiar with the concept of sculpting?
Of what?
Well,
Is that-
Bertok here, being a good dwarf, will know exactly what I'm talking about. He could take a bit of stone and carve it such as it will look perfectly like a person. Given enough practice, you could do the same thing. You could make as many friends as you could ever want, and you would never run out of materials because you could make them out of this entire tower. Look at all the stone around you. Doesn't that sound fantastic? You could let all these friends go, and you would still have hundreds more just waiting to be made. All you have to do is take a little bit of a chisel here, a chisel there, and boom, 1,000,000 friends. Doesn't that sound great?
You've
Is it? Alright, sorry, it really looks like a dwarf picture. My apologies.
He does, I know.
Well, I'm sure I've heard enough about dwarves to be able to make a rough approximation of how you would go about chiseling.
He will think for a moment. His eyes will get even bigger, and he will say, "That's it. I've decided. You have given me an awesome idea, sir. I will do as you suggest. The tea party is over, and I will instead devote myself to carving." And the whole tea party will gradually start to change into a craftsman workshop, and he will pick up a chisel and start to carve very amateurishly at a piece of stone in the wall of the tower. Thank you.
No problem at all, Master of Sculpting. I wish you the very best of luck with that. Have the two people turned back to people after that change?
Yes, they have. The wizard will grow bigger and bigger. Not that big. And he will at some point transform into a wizard. He will totter over and say, "Thank you for saving me from that evil Posh."
Oh, no, he's not evil. He's just a bit lonely. Just a bit lonely. We've all been there.
I don't get lonely. Anyway, did you manage to fix my cabinet?
Did you not see my other wizard friend run through, I ask. A little bit annoyed at the silly
I have a
question.
dim recollection. Oh, yes, I did, yes. Very good, very good. Let's all get out of this horrible place.
Is he benevolent enough that he would shuttle us all through before himself, and then possibly risk capture being the last one in? Just out of curiosity.
Sure,
Okay.
probably would. Yeah, he will stand out here and say, come on, let's go, everyone in. Pull the lever.
Yep.
That's mine. So, 2 by 2, you guys cram into the cabinet, pull the lever, and gradually get transferred 2 by 2 over to the material side of things.
Hooray.
You're
Back on
free.
solid ground.
I don't think this was where I was before, but close enough.
Well, no, it's. I'm pretty sure it's not where you were before, because it's where we were before, and you were not here.
Maybe I was
Welcome.
invisible. Oh, okay. I guess that works. See, now that we've bonded over an interdimensional travel for the ethereal world, maybe I could actually learn your names?
Bertok, did I move the wizard over instead of you? I'm sorry.
It was fine. You're
You
moving-
first, elf.
I kind of already said I'm Phoenix. Don't have a second name. I kind of left that behind a long time ago, but Phoenix is good. It's a lovely name, don't you think?
I'm Corvus of the House of McVenner.
Vanner. Ah, interesting. A pleasure to meet you, Corvus.
Well, you may not be familiar with me. I'm Johan of Reichland.
The Johan. Oh my goodness. You are quite a living legend. In some fields, anyway. I see your personality is as winsome as the stories foretold. Phoenix says, smiling broadly.
Yep, that's our Johan.
Well, I'll hand this to you, Phoenix. You seem to at least be creative and have the but to follow through with your old ideas. You might be of use to us.
Oh, that would be an honour, sir. Phoenix gives a kind of a half salute. It's not 100% serious, but it's, mostly towing the party line here.
Salute properly, or I swear I will break that arm off.
But you have to tell me how to salute, sir. I've never been in an army before. How would I know?
Johan will go up to Phoenix, grab his arm, and slap it thoroughly towards his forehead.
Okay,
little bit of-
understood.
Like
Phoenix
that.
was- Okay. Phoenix will smile throughout. And you, little halfling?
Oh, Bertok. Bertok Noki.
Bartok. Oh, yes, I
The
believe
last-
we've met before.
Possibly, yes. Last of my village was massacred. The village was massacred by black goblins, black hand goblins, many years ago. And I had my revenge on them, so now it's just a matter of traveling about.
Oh, I am very sorry to hear that, Bertok. It cannot be easy to be in that situation, and you have my sympathy.
Yeah, it's been a long time, so I've had a lot of time to get over such things.
There's a hum as the wizard comes through the cabinet, carrying with him the large circular clock that was in the ethereal plane. It's almost as big as he is, and he's kind of rolling it clumsily towards the wall over there. Out of the way! Out of the way! This needs to go back in place. Yeah.
Bertok
There we
is
go.
flailing suddenly as this giant clock comes rolling through, as he's introducing Adrian as his, I don't know, not a student, but more of someone he hired on from an old friend who asked a favor of him like a year or so ago.
Ah, I see. Pleasure to meet you, Adrian. I hope you're studying well under Mr. Bertok. He is a knowledgeable man indeed.
Adrian bows low and says, "Pleasure to meet you as well."
What's important about that cloak, wizard?
Tell me, have you seen my wife anywhere around here? I don't know how long I've been a puppet. Has it been a while?
I believe it's been some time.
By all the cobwebs
Yeah.
and dust and... Okay. I reckon she is no longer in this realm. Sorry, sir.
Oh, dear.
Was there not a cat?
Yeah, but that was not a person.
Oh, that's
There.
right.
Yeah, that was the thief who put on the necklace that turned him into a cat.
I see. Yeah, okay.
Oh, she might be in cat form. She's a lovely marmalade cat. Maybe? No? Very well.
I think we only saw the one cat, didn't we?
Yeah. As far as I remember, yeah.
Ew. Oh,
Yeah, that was not your
very
wife.
well. Well, what can I do to reward such brave adventurers to rescue me from the ethereal plane? I would be happy to reward you with, let me see. Do I still have a Leviathan? No. I got away.
We traveled by sky.
Well, I don't know what I
Sure, mostly, so Leviathan wouldn't help us much.
Sorry, what was that?
Well, we won't need a Leviathan because we travel by sky.
Oh, indeed. That is fascinating. You have an airship. That's lovely. They were experimental back in my day. Back in my day. Wonder how long it's been. What year is it? And
Yeah, what year is it?
42. I don't know.
1999 AC. Dun dun dun.
Oh, so the apocalypse is upon us. All the clocks are going to reset in a couple months, or
Yeah. Yep, there's the gnomes are scrambling to update all of their mechanical devices so that the yeah. My goodness, I've been in the control of that Posh for decades now. Ugh, horrible, horrible creature.
So what do you intend to do now?
Well, I don't know. My
Why don't you
original
come with
plan
us?
was to. Oh, I'm far too old to be molding around in dungeons. But I think I will give up my researches into Leviathan control. It never did me any good. So I never did find a solution to controlling Leviathans. So I suppose I will retire here.
Unfortunate. We could have used the caster to support our own. If you
I
had
think
a
I hear
license-
someone coming down the stairs. Phoenix pipes up.
Yes, you will hear Agatha coming down the stairs, who rushes up to Burdock and gives him a hug. Burdock, I thought you were gone forever.
Bertok tries to act cool and collected, but smiles inwardly and says, "We're fine, we're fine. We managed to get back thanks to this guy." He motions to the wizard. "And we rescued another guy," and he motions to Phoenix.
I don't recall it working out quite like that, but sure. Phoenix, pleasure to meet you, man. Why not?
I've had a hard time keeping the warband from just leaving, but they managed to stick it out. They're here too. We found a skeleton in that big tank in the other room.
Oh, excellent. Oh, yeah.
Well, shall we go
yes, I must
investigate?
just check up the wizard bustles off to go and try and see the damage in the other room above.
Probably all the rooms, since he's been gone for decades.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Alright. Agatha,
Yes.
will you check on Agnar for us? He got very shaken in our lab.
Oh,
when we were
yes.
stuck in there. I might go rally the rabble.
Yeah. Yes, I shall. Captain Johan, you're back. You're alive. The the warband cries as you come into the room, Johan. Yay! You're back.
Took a slight
We
detour.
never doubted you'd come back, sir. We never doubted you would come back. You did. I did not. I didn't say it out loud. You did.
Do I see them trying to discreetly pass money between each other because they made a bet?
Yes, you would see that. Yeah, yep. The clink of gold as it changes hands. Yeah.
Well, we're back. Another word for where. Anyway, as you guys saved my ass while I was in there, will you hold the rope? Might want to consider a career as tug of rope. Anyway, right on back to the airship. We're leaving soon.
Agnar will thank Agatha for her healing touch, and tiptoe up to you, Johan, and he will say, "Sir, pardon me, but we didn't really make much of a haul this time, did we? What substantial did we get here?"
What little we have scraped so far will have to be sold. Don't worry, you'll get your share.
All right. I can be patient. Thank you for saving me again, sir. I thought I was a goner in there.
I might be one to throw my soldiers into the fire, but I'll never leave them to burn.
He gives a salute.
Proper one.
Okay. Does anybody want to do Phoenix? What are you doing here?
I was just going to give the guys that were injured a bit of healing, so I started tapping it to little rhythm again, and then did my arcane art twice. So the one for Bertok went off without a hitch. He will heal 1d8, and you've got to pick a effect for what the second one is, but Corvus still gets healed as well.
Okay. Yeah, let's say the 1d8 for both of them. Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
So throughout this, he's tapping along on his fiddle, which still hasn't been played. You went into a spider's lair. Next time you'd better beware. Though the deed is done, it was dangerous, not fun. And he gives a little theatrical bow as you both feel slightly invigorated at hearing his daft wee rhyme.
Yeah.
You can hear the wizard bustling on the floors above, cleaning up cobwebs and trying to repair what can be repaired. What do you guys want to do from here on out? Do you want to still explore the tower more, or sail off into the sunset, or?
I would like to press the wizard for an actual substantial reward. I'm not honorable, but I'm not finally got the mercenary.
Okay. The wizard will ponder and pace in a circle, and he'll say, "Well, really, the only thing of value I have left is the big clock from downstairs. That I don't think I would need anymore, since I'm giving up going to the ethereal and so forth. I think I probably have to destroy that cabinet to get the spiders to go away. Although the spiders are gone. Okay, I guess it was cabinet can stay. But yeah, you guys can take the clock. It's very valuable if you want to sell it. It's from the city of Brass, and it's a family heirloom of sorts. So it's quite valuable if you guys were to sell it.
Hmm.
Can I take a look at it?
Sure. Yeah. It looks like this. You guys all say that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The dials on it are made of very nice bronze, polished to a sheen. The gems in it are glowing as they trace slow arcs around it, and the mechanisms in it are very nice. The clockwork and stuff inside is going at a very quiet pace. And it is obviously valuable and presumably magical in some manner to keep track of whatever it is keeping track of.
Well, I think Corvus is pretty impressed. It would be a shame to sell a masterwork like this, but certainly I'd be very grateful if you were willing to part with it. It's fascinating.
Oh, by all means. I'm old and I don't have any children anymore. And my wife has been deceased apparently for some time. Yes, it is just the end of my life. So, yes, you can have it. Use it well, or sell it, or
Well, what's it
use it
supposed
for
to do?
something. It makes it awesome. Ah, yes. Well, you see, it is supposed to keep track of the influence of the various spheres of the planes. So, for example, when war is prominent, there are wars on many of the worlds. So when war is at the topmost, there is war looming or present. Same thing for nature. If nature is prominent, the world is getting away from civilization, away from progress, and into the natural realm of things. So it is sort of a arcane barometer, if you will, to what is prevalent in the world it's currently resides in. So it is fascinating, and it helped me many times to see what might happen in the ethereal, because what is active here is also what might happen there. So, but I am done with the ethereals. So, You guys can have it.
I might know a few people who'd be interested in this trinket. Team, grab it.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Corvus is going to make a mental note to grab Adrian and have a look at this thing later.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Okay. Alrighty. So, between several of you, you guys managed to get the large clock up the stairs and loaded onto the airship, which is still kind of floating outside the one tower window. You guys want to do anything else while you're here, or launch?
We could get the wizard to have a look at Johan's sword. He might know something we don't.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot my sword was acting funny. Alright, Johan will approach the wizard.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
One more thing, Master Wizard.
Yes, my son.
Yeah. Regarding my sword here, it seems he glowing at the presence of this lich we fought a while back. You think something strange happening to it?
A lich. Fascinating. Wait. A lich. I knew a lich many years ago.
I was wearing brown robes, now this thing dangling around his neck and had purple eyes.
Ah, you mean V? The lich?
Yeah, he's dead. Again.
Don't be so sure, sonny. Don't be so sure. She can revive endlessly. Besides, you probably only saw one of her little puppet minions. Let's see, did it have little clockwork in its chest and a pulsing gem in the middle?
Yep.
Yes, that's just one of her simulacrums that she sends out to do her work. She was after my research, but I don't think she's found it. She wanted to control Leviathans, but I said, no, you'll never get it. Anyway, your sword. Yes, your sword. Let's see. He stares at it and waves his hands around it, and it starts to glow. That same purple. He will say, well, this is an old sword, actually, that has,
Earliest Reichland design.
Foe Hunter.
Sorry, what did it say?
Foe Hunter. It's called Foe Hunter. And it is enchanted with an enchantment to glow in the presence of those monsters you have attacked, but that are more powerful than yourself. So, I suppose attacking the lich woke up the enchantment upon it, and it will now glow in the presence of the Lich to alert you to her presence. A powerful weapon, very useful in the right circumstances.
Sure it is. Maybe this enchantment must be what it's held up for all these years. Well, thanks for the insight, old man. We'll leave you in peace.
Oh, sorry, folks.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, well, please stop by anytime you want to visit. I'll definitely have this place more in order. If you want to visit, or I can identify things for you, or what have you.
I'll keep that in mind. Keep the tea warm, old man. Alright, and Johan hops back onto the airship and onward.
Alrighty. The great airship. So, are you guys on this page?
Yes.
Okay. So here is the schematic of the airship, the Nautilus, and I need to add. I need to add Phoenix to here. Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix is huge. Alright, on board the ship, there is a large number of maps. There is also a case of maps which has an unknown number of maps in it, but you guys can consult it for particular details about particular places. If you guys hear of one or are like floating above it and you want to know if maybe there's a map in this case for that particular area, you guys can search it. So it's not guaranteed to have every place, and it's not guaranteed to have very detailed maps, but it is at least supposed to be helpful.
Including this Argol map.
I need. What's that?
Just out of curiosity.
Oh, the Sargul map is outside of those maps.
Oh, okay.
Here's a better world map.
Hey, that's new.
Yeah. And I'm going to say you guys managed to get this from the dwarves because they had a similar map that was marked with the locations of the items from the Mer people. So, unfortunately, this is still not good enough to show you guys where you guys are. So for that, we'll go to the world map. World map. Right now, you guys are at, well, near Hammerfell.
Okay.
Oh, and I meant no disrespect, sir. Phoenix grabs his right arm, lifts it up, and slaps it against his forehead, whilst kind of smirking over at Johan, whilst holding the hand in place.
Johan smirked. Just shakes his head. Bards.
Alright. The gnome crew starts to prep the ship for flight. It detaches from the tower and starts to sail off into the sky over the blue waters of the ocean. Boffin, the navigator, comes back and asks, "Where to, guys?" Actually.
Right. I don't know. Where would you all like to go? Dodge. No, let's not do Dodge.
Phoenix, in looking at some of the maps, you realize that this is actually the same world you came from, just in a different spot.
Alright, so I'm reasonably close to where I used to hang around at then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Phoenix is going to point to one part of the map and say, I would really like to avoid this area. And it's clearly marked with his hometown for reasons.
Okay. Specific.
On that,
Yeah.
wherever you wish, Captain.
Shall we roll and try to find out where that actually is? Burtok will point over to the west side of the map and say, well, here's where we hail from, Tyrium, Delgaer area. Or at least I personally, and Adrian along with me.
Tyrion. Yes, I think I've travelled through there once or twice.
Boffin will perk up. Sir, remember we left Delgaer to take care of the Mer people problem.
Yes.
Under the request of Lady Blackadder.
Oh yes.
She might have a reward for us now, sir.
That is very. That's a good thought. I think that's probably a reasonable. A reasonable goal. We can certainly drop by there. Well, it's not a drop by, it's more of a long journey. But it shouldn't take too terribly long to get back there. He will announce this to everyone else and say that we're going for the port of Delgaer.
Even if it's only just to resupply and get a reward. All right.
Well, seems like a not good enough place to sell our loot.
Yep.
How long's the journey?
I think this would be a perilous journey. So, there's 3 roles for this: the navigator, the lookout, and the quartermaster. So, does somebody want to be a lookout on this perilous journey to Delgaer?
If no one else wishes to, I guess Phoenix will probably be able to go up there. Elf eyes and all that, pretty good for that kind of thing. He'll probably just be sitting composing his little Johan ballads whilst he's busy with that.
My goodness.
Yeah, really fanboying over there.
That is awesome. I was.
Pretty much. Phoenix has met a world-renowned hero. This doesn't happen every day. Plus, said hero seems to be not aware when he's being mocked all the time, which is even better.
I'm perfectly aware, just ignoring it.
That's probably more accurate, yeah. But Phoenix likes to think he's winning. So, do you need me to roll for the lookout? If so, is that willpower? Not willpower.
You guys can't do that, can you? I'm going to move you guys back to the Nautilus so you guys have your characters to actually click on.
I love how I have this massive room to myself. That is expansive living arrangement right there.
Yeah, we kind of need to do some remodeling of the Nautilus because back when I made it, we only had like one player, and Agatha got the other room. So yeah, we do need to do some remodeling. That will succeed. You keeping watch. You're gonna see an immense flying manta ray creature pop into view, and it's just gonna kind of lazily fly through the air with its mouth open. You're gonna have plenty of time to redirect the ship in another direction, but you get to have a good look of the immensity of this.
I'll probably start sketching it down. It's not often I get to see a manticore in the flesh, so yeah, I'll just take a wee sketch of it. Well, after obviously passing on to everybody to let them know to steer the ship away.
Alrighty. There's the. If nobody wants to do it, that's fine. But there's quartermaster, and you know what? Nothing bad is gonna happen this trip. So we can just land in Delgaer.
Well, is it a long trip?
After several weeks of further traveling, the goblin cook is stretching things as far as possible. You guys are finding mushrooms in your soup. It's mushroom roasts, mushroom souffles. You're kind of scraping on the bottom of the food barrels here.
All right.
But you do eventually.
Hit the DM. Damn it! Yeah, damn it.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Johan, did you want to try to do something?
Yes. You see.
This is weird.
Yeah, can you actually hear me?
Yeah, you're coming through, mate.
Okay, cool.
Yep, you're coming through now.
Alright, so while we've been flying around for days, or a few days, Johan, detective Zombie, is gonna get his pal, his soldier Agnar, and one night they're gonna break They are gonna break into Corvo's quarters, steal his armor and his clothes, and just leave a pretty dress behind. And leave a little letter saying your stuff is stashed at this end of the ship, and if you want to go get it, go get it. So basically, he's gonna leave it at the part where he has to go the longest way possible and pass a lot of people to get his stuff back.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Oh, should have said disappeared.
Corvus, you can make a wisdom defy danger to actually see this if you're asleep.
Yeah, I suppose I can assist my hireling to actually, so he does a better job.
Let me see.
Actually, I'm gonna just try and hinder.
Alright, you awaken to a figure stealing out of the room, and a dress left behind with the note on it. Corvus. You think you
Okay.
see Agnar running off. What do you do? Oh.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, as soon as Agnar's out the door, I'm gonna shut it and bar it for the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna leap out of bed and give chase before he can close the door.
Oh, we lost him again.
Yeah, he's lagging, I guess.
Whatever you're sleeping in, Corvus, you dash down out into the hallway and see someone and Agnar running off with your clothing and armor.
Hmm. Well, I kind of need those, so stop, thief! I'm gonna reload the page because it's acting weird.
Did I forget to?
Oh, I suppose it would be.
Yeah. What are you guys seeing at the moment? Because I see a whole bunch of blank areas.
I see just a big grey splodge with a couple of 3D houses dotted here and there. Some deer to the north and a dock.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, because there should be way more houses. It should be completely filled with the
Okay, I'm
houses.
here.
Yeah, I saw them. They were there a while ago, but then this big grey blob appeared.
Oh. Okay. Um. Okay. This is supposed to be the nice introduction to Delgaer. Um. You guys sail through the mist, through the fog, and arrive in. Um. Yeah. Right. We were giving chase. Um. Whew.
Yeah, did
Yeah.
what did we progress from that, or are we still in the middle of the chase?
No, we were waiting for you to come back. So.
All right, apologies. Oh, sorry, I thought my character wouldn't even take part because he was busy up in the crow's nest.
Oh, well, yeah, but still.
Well, you might be able to interact at some point.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
What's up here? Sorry, guys.
Huh?
Okay. Everyone else would have heard the war band rush by, and then Corvus running by in whatever he sleeps in after the war band.
Adrian would hate to know what that is. I keep imagining she's walking down the hallway to get a glass of water when suddenly several dwarves rush through, followed by the tall elf, and she's like screeches and ducks behind a corner. My God! And then casts some spell upon herself to forget everything that she just saw.
Booga booga wooga saga, and then she just cracks her head off of a wall and slumps down.
Yes.
Okay, so you stole my armor and my clothes. Did you also steal my spear?
Nah.
Okay.
Still have your weapons, but Agnor and the war band has basically taken all your armor and clothing, and now they're just scattering throughout the ship.
All right. I'm chasing the one that's carrying my armor.
And all your clothing and get it together. Clothing and armor and get it together. Do you want to do anything against the warband or against the burglar? Corvus?
Just get my stuff back from them. I'm not gonna do anything to them.
They have been chasing you with they have been running away from you with tears of laughter in their eyes. They finally hand the few items they have left back to you and guffaw a bit, and then go back to where they were sleeping. This is weird map and background. No.
Oh, no. I had an idea.
Alright, the city came back slightly.
Okay, can you guys see more houses now?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
great. All right. So, you guys sail towards Delgaer. At as Boffin says that we as Boffin says that you're approaching the port of Delgaer, you guys pass an immense black tower in the middle, out near the port, but far enough out that it's separated by a distance of water. And at the top of the tower is burning a bright green flame that sweeps and pulses as you watch it. As you sail through the fog, the harbor comes into view, and all of the lovely squalor and wood and stone and crowded houses of Delgaer come into view through the mist. You guys sat down at your slot in the docks and disembark at the famed port of Delgaer. Agatha.
Sean, you cool if I use a couple of my moves?
No, go ahead.
Cool. I'm going to use the racial move for a bard elf. So it's when you enter an important location, you can ask the GM for one fact from the history of said location. So, any interesting facts from the history that will be relevant to us whilst we're here?
All right. Yeah. The tower, back in the day, had the tower with the green flame in it. Back in the day, had a alliance with the Lich V or Vecca, back when she was prevalent, 1,000 years ago or so.
I'll pass that information on to Bertok. That sounds like the kind of thing he should really know.
Surprised that I didn't actually know it ahead of time, but
I didn't know where we were going, remember? I was just on lookout.
Yeah. But now that you mention it, that doesn't really surprise me. I have a few acquaintances here, a few dealings with nobles, and Adrian actually hails from one of those noble houses here.
Let's see. Hopefully not one allied with the Leech. They're quite dangerous individuals, or so I hear from many of the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've managed. The crew has managed to kill one of her simulacrums twice. So that's
Indeed. Well, you'll definitely need to regale me with that tale once or twice. I'll definitely need to write it down in my little book. Phoenix whips out another little notepad and jots down killed 2 versions of the Leash.
And a giant Corvus appears. And a giant Johan appears. It's Godzilla all over again.
I was just thinking you should just go stomp through the town.
uh, as you guys disembark, you can hear various various seedy merchants cry out that they have the best wares you'll find anywhere. And you can see like shady deals going on in back alleys. So you guys pull into Delgaer. What do you guys want to do here?
Well, I think my man has gone well paid long enough, so I think I should. At least Johan will hawk some of the things he grabbed from the tower and use the proceeds to pay out his men.
Mm-hmm. Bertok will probably check in at this shop just north of the dock, which is hidden beneath a big swath of grass. And then,
That's sewer. Yeah.
oh, yeah, well,
No, I hit it too far.
yep,
Oh well.
I knew you would.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, Botok, you are checking out the shop. All right. The shop has fared well in your absence. The threat of war and the war with the Mo people has had people clamoring for any kind of magical items. So you guys have an empty shop, but it's the coffers are pretty full.
Yep. And probably some of the various equipment or items we've picked up on this particular trip could be used to restock said shop.
Yeah, it could, if you wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your shopkeeper will as you come in will pull out a crossbow, but seeing that it's you, he will put it down and welcome you back. Oh, Bertok, you're back. It's been horrible with you gone, sir. There's been thieves everywhere, and I try not to let them take anything, but it's been hard with you gone.
I'm sorry we've been gone long, but we have more. Yeah, we have more stock for us. Possibly an increase in security if need be.
Oh, good, sir. Thank you. It hasn't been boring. There's been lots of activity, and the war has been good for business. So, how did you fare, sir?
We were successful. Met with the merfolk, or rather, found what we needed. And just by the look of coming back here, you would have probably guessed that we were successful. I mean,
Yes. Good. I'm glad you're well, and you were successful, sir. So in town, there's a couple moves that are particularly applicable in town. You guys can carouse. You guys can also supply if you want to pick up anything that is well, actually, you can supply if you want to pick up anything. If you want to pick up a rare or something, you would have to actually roll for supplying. But otherwise, you would just be able to find it if it's a common item here. You could also, I think you could also bolster your future success if you spend some time in researching or training. The special move supplement is moves which particularly the bolster and the recruit moves are moves that work well if you're in a town or a city where you can either recruit or prepare for future encounters. So what do you guys want to do now that you're back in some kind of civilization?
Well, I already told you I wanted to find, like, I guess a tailor or something like that, and sell off some of the stuff we looted from the tower, the dresses and clothes and stuff.
Okay, yes. Right, you did say that. I'm sorry. Okay, you ask around and manage to find a dress merchant who is willing to take the loot of clothing that you found from the wizard's tower, and she is willing to pay you. They're all very costly garments. So she's willing to pay you 400 for the lot. She says.
It's on a bike. Okay, I'll take that.
Right. As you hand it over, she catches your dwarven belt, and her eyes glow greedily, and she says, "That's worth a pretty penny too, sir." She says, and she kind of reaches over and fingers it a little bit.
I will, like, reach out, grab her hand, and hold it up. Like, I mentioned, like, you do that again, I'll break it. Name your
Yes.
price, and we'll consider it.
Oh, I don't have any more gold, sir. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say it is worth a pretty penny.
Well, thank you for the advice, then. I might consider it.
Hobbles off with her load of dresses, and gets to her shop and dances a little jig as she starts to put the dresses and stuff up onto mannequins.
There's this fleeting thought. We know someone who would look great in one of those.
Yeah, we've seen it too. Alright, so I guess I should pay my warband now. How much do they want? Well, actually, it's up to me to decide.
I'm pondering the mechanism of the warband because do they continually follow you, or are they for one engagement and then they disperse?
Yeah, I think that's the deal. They basically join me for one battle, and then I can try to convince them to keep following me. But if they decide to leave, they'll take their share of the loot and go. So I guess they're like a temporary conscripted militia or something like that.
Okay, interesting.
So I guess if they didn't want to come with us, just stay on their little island, I could have paid them like 10 coin and be done with it.
I think that might be the best option to at least fit with the warband mechanic. Um, Agnar is still with you though, if you want to keep him along.
Yeah, he's been useful.
Oh, Agnar would continue to stay in your service if you paid him. He ponders for a moment. If you paid him 50 gold, he would willing to stay with you for more adventures. Just putting his life on the line here, continually to check your traps and.
Based on his skill level.
Always try and negotiate them down.
You're a potential soldier, but I don't think you're worth 50 just yet. I'll give you 20.
25.
You know what? For that endeavor, not for such a valiant effort in stealing the elf's clothes. Fine. I guess 25 this time.
Thank you, sir. I will be reporting in the next time you have a dangerous situation. Thank you, sir. He will skitter off to go to one of the famed bars of Delgaer.
And while you're at it, bar hopping and all, see if you can find some more talent. Most looking to grow the
Aye,
wolf
sir.
gang.
Aye, sir. I will.
Right then. So yeah, that'll be me for now.
Alrighty. Is Adrian on the map? No, she's not. Alright, prepare for a big Adrian. Okay.
Has anything changed about this place in the last 20 years or so?
Yes, something has. The place has recently gotten, as you fly in and as you hear the recent talk of the people and the merchants and so forth. There has recently been a queen put into place, which Delgaer has actually never had in recent history. It's always been ruled by a collection of essentially guilds. But now there is a proper queen in power. So that is something new that recently happened.
Alright, that's quite cool to know.
One thing Adrian notices are the proliferation of so many airships docked here. She smiles inwardly, knowing her own
Aye.
overarching mission has been completed successfully.
Yes. There is more airships here than there was last time, Bertok. And yes, Adrian. there are more airships.
He would find that interesting. I'm not sure if he would be. Yeah, not sure. Whoa.
And I think in general there probably would be more commerce than usual with the new airships and with their increased trade and merchandise in and out. So there is more of a presence of perhaps foreign people in the area. Kind of a change up of what is available at the various shady markets and bazaars. So, but the old
I've got
institutions are still here. They're still absentia. Yep.
I was just about to say, I've got a few purchases. I'm just going to type them out for the sake of ease of use and how I'm funding them. Starting character. I don't have a whole lot, so I kind of need to sort that.
My goodness, you worked on all the. Wow. Okay,
All of that available here, or is some of it not?
the bag of books is uncommon, so you want to roll for supplying for that?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that's it's gonna be pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, you're gonna get it for 15 instead of 10.
That's fine. I'll pay that.
So if you have to cut out something or other, but you can get a bag of books for 15. One of the acolytes from the Dark Tower of Gelengul is selling these bags of books, and he sees you and kind of takes a dislike to you. So he haggles, and you haggle, and it comes out to 15 gold. He says they are very rare and very ancient books that are moldering, but they're still valuable. So it's 15.
Typically, I would argue that mold reduces your price, good version, not increases it. But on this particular instance, with it is a fairly uncommon area of knowledge, so very well. You may have your extra 5 gold.
Does anybody else want to do shopping?
Yeah, seems like a good idea. I would like to buy some. I have to restock my adventuring gear.
Okay.
How much is that gonna cost me?
You can probably restock. You can probably restock that for a couple coin, to replace whatever it is you took out. Unless you almost used it up. I think you only used one, right?
Well, I've been kind of using adventuring gear to make up for the fact I didn't have any personal rations on me. So I'm down to 2 uses left.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, then you can get replacements for 12 coin for the rest of it.
Oh. Okay, and then I'd like to buy some.
You go.
And then to actually buy some rations to have on hand for myself.
Okay. What is it? Okay, rations are fairly inexpensive.
Well, I got so much money. I would like some quality rations.
Alright, there's a personal feast, which is 1 use and 10 coins.
Mm-hmm.
There's dwarven hardtack.
Dwarven had hardtack as a downgrade, not an upgrade.
Yeah, I thought he wanted quality rations, not just.
Yeah.
I mean, it lasts for a long time.
There
It
is.
has 2 rocks.
Alright, far off at the far corner of Delgaer, you manage to see an elf who is selling elvish cakes, which is 7 uses for 10 coins. And he says it tastes amazing.
I'll have one of those.
He offers you a nibble.
How does it taste?
He offers you a nibble, and it tastes amazing.
I guess you'll have a.
Like heaven in your mouth.
I might harp on elves for a lot of things, but cooking ain't one of them. I bought myself some elven cake rations.
Alright. He wraps them up for you, and puts a little vine bow on it and hands it to you. Please come again, sir. And in fact, actually, I'm not going to be here for very long, for very much longer. So, if you do want to buy some more, I suggest you come back quickly. Because
I recommend you to our
season is
crew
changing,
quartermaster.
and I've got to- Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Righto,
You-
that's
the
all.
crew quartermaster is a goblin.
I tell him if he does not buy it and shit, I'm gonna have him serve himself for dinner.
All right. If you guys don't mind, I think I might call it.
Call it here?
Session, kinda. Yeah, ended here. That makes sense,
That's right.
everybody.
Oh, there's only one thing I'd like to do before we finish up. If there's any kind of botanist or pet shop in the area, I'd like to give them the spider eggs and ask them to try and find a good home for them. Oh, and the jellyfish.
Oh.
No charge, just make sure they find a good place.
Would it happen that Bertok would see these eggs at some point?
Unless you go raking through my bag, it's unlikely, but...
Okay, alright, because I was thinking, oh, if those were the same eggs I was thinking of, they might be a kind of dangerous thing, but yeah, that's okay.
I'm well aware they might be dangerous. That's part of the reason why I'm passing them on to somebody else. Like, you deal with it.
Yep.
I've done my good deed.
Sure.
What's wrong with Spider? We could raise Master on and turn him into cavalry.
I don't know how to raise spiders or train them for war. Do you?
I can make ants march in formation.
Well, they don't do anyway.
You do manage to find an old cat lady. You do manage to find an old cat lady in a tower who is willing to take the eggs and see what they hatch into.
Does this old lady seem trustworthy? Does she seem like she'll be a good home for these eggs? I'm not just giving them away to random people in towers. I want a nice, safe home for them.
You look closer, you find out she's a drow. She's gonna worship these spiders.
She is stroking a cat like she loves it. So you think this is a good home for these eggs?
Okay. Yes, I'm sure spiders and cats get along fantastically. Okay. Well, my good woman, today is your lucky day. Please take care of them. I rescued them from a place most foul. I hope they bring you good fortune. Shell out for them every once in a while if that's okay. They deserve only the best.
I will take care of them. Me and my cats will keep them warm and toasty. You can be sure of that. She takes them and puts them in a warm spot. And has one of her cats lay on it. The cat
Okay, well, all the best then. And I'll visit you guys when I come back. If and when. I give a kind of cheery wave and head out. Good deed done for the day.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh. Oh boy. Okay. End of session calculations. Did anybody fulfill alignment this time?
Yep. Good alignment, and I used my art to help others. Help the wizard get free by leading the spiders away, and also healing people.
Yep. Yep, you did. Alright. Corvus definitely had a moment there with the big spider and the fireball.
I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily a worthy opponent, though. It was just a big spider. It wasn't a leviathan or anything.
Okay. It was still a cool moment. But, yeah, I guess. Alright. Let's see. Adrian?
I don't know. I don't know.
Did Adrian? Yeah.
I mean, I think we switched her to neutral, but there was discovering something about a magical mystery, and I'm like, oh, yeah, but still no. Kind of everybody did together, so it wasn't going out of my way to discover something.
Okie dokie. What is your alignment goal for Phoenix? Oh, that right. Mystic arcane arts to do so. Okay. Johan, was there any moment where you chose honor over personal gain?
Not this session, I don't think so.
Okay. Alright. Well, alrighty. Did we discover a interesting or powerful item? I think you guys did in the clock.
Yeah, the Aetherometer is pretty interesting.
More about how the world works. Mm-hmm. Um,
Well, we discovered that interdimensional
describe
travel
a
is
little bit of how
possible.
the world works.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And then what's the next one? Overcome a notable monster or enemy. The creature at the tea party was supposed to be a notable enemy, and the spiders were notable. There were certainly numerous.
But again, they were kind of
They would have killed
easy.
you guys given the chance.
But were they only easy because we managed to deal with them so quickly and effectively?
Pretty, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you guys the 3 experience overall, and then 1 more for the ball. So, cool. All right, guys.
Okay.
That was a cool session. Thank you, guys.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Yeah,
it was nice
cheers.
having you. Hope you come
Ah,
back.
pleasure to join you, folks. I hope you can put up with the daft wee songs and rubbish like that.
It's just gonna be a fun time.
Agreed.
Yeah, looking forward to playing with you in a fortnight.
We'll have to come back. Alrighty.
Alright, bye bye.
Take care.
Good, you know?
Yep. See ya.
See you guys.